What's going on, guys? Troy at Mountain Man Treasure here, and my man Dan, Art Vandelay. He wants to be your latex salesman, and he is here with us tonight. Thanks for coming in, guys. I sure appreciate it. Dan says we're competing with Monday Night Football. I don't know football. I'm a Cowboys guy. My football has been pretty pitiful this year, so I'm not all that concerned about football right now. But man, you got a crew coming in here already. I saw Richard was in here. Chris is in here. Nana Tink is here. Here we got Jenny from the block. Jenny is in here. Your blanket went out today, Jenny. So that is, and I managed to stuff that whole blanket into a padded flat rate. And so that is on its way to you. Tina is here. Thanks for coming in, Tina. Look at that. Richard is already dropping links.
Thanks, Richard.
All right. Yeah, Richard says, go Chiefs. I've got my fantasy team, so I got to look. I'm not even sure who's I don't think I have any Chiefs tonight.
It's not the Chiefs. It's the Bears.
The Bears? I don't know. Who do I have?
The Bears and they're playing the Rams.
Okay. I didn't even know who was playing tonight. Let me see who's on my fantasy team that I need you guys all to root for. I've got Montgomery with the Bears, and we've got Cooper Kupp. So those are the two. Either team. All right. Do you do fantasy, Dan?
Yeah. I'm actually is Cajun reseller still in here, Chris? I'm actually whooping him this week.
Oh, nice.
I used to fantasy football used to be my obsession. I used to play in about 2 years ago. I was in 60 leagues.
What?
Yeah, 60 leagues.
Impossible, man.
I was just hardcore.
Wow. You were the core, man. Like that.
There was 40 where you just draft and then that was it. You didn't have to do anything the rest of the season. And 20, I was doing ad drops and setting my lineup every day. I did
who to root for.
You just rooted for my pocketbook.
Oh man, I can't believe it. I was doing 3, and I'm like, oh, this is too much. I
have 4 this year, and it's too many. It's just I was obsessed.
I'm down to 1. So next year, I'm gonna have to figure out. I'll get in a league with you. I'm not bad at it. I'm okay. I mean, but I lost Dak. The week after, I lost both Chubb and Eckler about 5 minutes apart. So my top 3 players all gone.
Yeah, that's no good. So that's no fun.
It's a rough year for me, fantasy football wise. But I'm going to win this one because I picked up Favre, and he had a game yesterday. Or Rodgers, and he had a game yesterday. So we did all right. Nana Tink. Well, I tried to highlight Nana Tink, but the chat is moving. Yeah, are you crazy or what? That is the question. I saw Joe Philly Picker is in here tonight as well. eBay Addicts is here. These are guys that have good channels, guys. If you're looking for people to watch, eBay Addicts, Philly, Nana Tink, Chris has some great videos as well. I think Dan is cheating. Chris, I need to get you. You need to be on camera though one of these times. We're working up to it. Wendy is here. DC Sales is here. Yard Sale. Man, we got a crew already, guys. Thanks for coming in tonight. I sure appreciate it. We're just it's kind of a hangout, and for those of you who don't know him, we're going to get to know Dan a little bit better. So I appreciate y'all coming in. Usually we get people filter in for the first about 15 minutes or so. So we'll kind of just chill as we're waiting on them. Dan, how are your sales going?
Last week was pretty slow during the week, and then this weekend was great. I had 13 sales. Pretty good. They're pretty good. I sold 2 pairs of jeans and then 3 pairs of shoes that I was had been listing. I switched all my listings this week. I started switching them over to flat rate shipping, and I feel like that it really helped me this weekend to start selling some of that stuff. I don't know what it was going to cost before, but
right.
It was pretty good stuff. I was pretty happy with my sales this weekend.
So do you have just are you charging a flat fee, or you're going the various sizes of flat rate boxes now?
Oh, a flat
Or
fee.
whatever.
I was watching Tommy Bernard's his live he did about the flat rate, and I had listened to him before. I heard him talk about like shoes. I switched all my shoes to like a $9.99 shipping, and then I just kind of went that same path and was listening, like watched his video and just kind of went through all my stuff, and then I'm gonna try it out on some of the because I lose money a lot on shipping. I always mess up on my shipping, but I'm gonna try to do some of the not so big items and see how it works for a little while. But it seemed to work. I had about 3 sales today too already, so I'm happy with that.
Nice. I've had one today.
One.
We had a really strong weekend, and then just one today. I've been going back and forth on a guy in the UK on a jacket. We'll see if I can get him to pay up. It's like it's a Looney Tunes.
Oh,
Looney Tunes jacket, but it's like a Letterman style jacket.
Oh, that sounds cool.
It's a 3XL and it's a Letterman style. So it's like it's like pushing 5 pounds. So I was like, man, you got to pay up because the shipping is going to be crazy. And so I don't know if he's going to do it or not. Yakov is in here now. Jake, thanks for coming in, man.
Yakov.
We've got Deb is in here. Savage PG is in here. Ivan is in here. We got everybody in here.
Hello, everyone.
So, Dan, now that we're getting some folks come in, can you kind of introduce yourself a little bit? Just tell people. I mean, I think a lot of people in here know who you are, and they're probably everybody in here is already a subscriber, but other people are going to come and watch this. So let people know who you are and just what it is that you're doing.
All right. Well, I'm Dan. I go by Art Vandelay on YouTube. I'm at the beginning of this month, I became a full-time reseller, and I've been making videos on YouTube for almost a year. And I just they're not really, I'm learning. I'm still pretty new at reselling. I've been reselling since June of 2019. I dabbled in it before, but I took it serious last June. So my channel is just kind of showing you what I'm doing. And then maybe you might learn something, but it's just kind of have some fun, I guess. And just, I don't know, just showing you what I'm doing. I don't really have any tips or tricks.
No, I think you're underestimating yourself. I think we learn from everybody, especially like when you're showing what sold and stuff. I mean, that's a great way to learn.
Yeah.
So you'd kind of done reselling before a little bit. Now you're obviously more into it, and we'll dig into that a little bit. But just in terms of reselling in general, like how is that something that you got into?
I was so my regular job was working at a casino, and just since I've been younger, I kind of always wanted to do something online, some kind of business online. So I just happened to come across a TV show was on Spike TV. I can't remember the name. Every time I say this, and then I can never remember the name. It was Thrift Hunters.
Okay.
It had Jason T. Smith in it.
Yeah.
And I watched it and was upset. I just thought it was awesome. So I went to Goodwill, bought a bunch of stuff that I thought was valuable, and ended up not making much money on it, but just kind of got me into the habit of this is really cool. Like I can actually make some money at this and do like a side hustle. So I just started doing that for a little while, and then I took a promotion at work and I kind of got out of it, and I stayed in it by flipping baseball cards. I used to collect baseball cards, so I would just kind of flip my cards to get more cards or cards or better cards. And then in June, right about May of 2019, I was just wanting to get out of debt and then start investing money and stuff. And so I decided to start getting back into reselling by doing it. And I was going to do Amazon, and I just was gated in so much stuff that I just started doing eBay and just started doing it more. And then it's just coming to this. And then I'm trying right now to, I'm doing full time. Just going to try it out till the beginning of the year, see how it goes. And then if I can continue, hopefully I can continue, because I really don't want to go back to a regular job anymore, or a traditional job.
Yeah. So for those that missed the video or who aren't subscribers to you, I mean, you are now giving this full-time thing a whirl. Really, COVID kind of forced your hand on that, didn't it?
Yeah. I was in March I was furloughed, and then it was furloughed until the beginning of October, and then they completely shut down our poker room. They closed it, and they let everyone go. And so I was actually, this entire time I was actually pretty pretty happy that I had actually started doing reselling before that, because I got unemployment, but there was times where it was, I don't know if anyone else was trying to do unemployment during the pandemic, but it was really, it was, I think I was 5 or 6 weeks before I got any money from it. So it was hard. It was hard. And then after they finished it, my state, like, unemployment wasn't that much. And I have a lot of friends who just weren't, they can't survive on the unemployment that they give us in our state. So I've been blessed that I can't make it. What I make right now, I can't survive long term, but it gives me the opportunity to hopefully to survive in a few months. Like, I'm trying to get better at it every day. And I paid off all my debt. I have no more debt. And so I've been kind of hoping, I've been knowing that this was a possibility. So I've just been working at it super hard. In case it happened, I can give myself a fighting chance to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. Like that's why we started as well, is in terms of, I wanted to find a way to pay off some of that debt. Like,
yeah.
And, it's one thing to say, okay, well, I can put $20 extra this month on this bill. That's great. It's going to take you 3 years to pay it off.
Yeah.
I can pay it off. My wife did some math the other day and looked back at some of looked back in the history and our payment plans and stuff. And we were scheduled to be essentially minus the car and the house. We were scheduled to be out of debt in 2028. Oh. And that was last year, or like a year and change ago. And then just as of the other day, we just dropped another $1,000 off and paid another student loan off.
That's awesome.
And we are now looking at spring of 2023 is what the payment plan says.
That's awesome.
And that's if eBay doesn't exist. Like, that's if we just shut off the eBay tap and keep paying normal bills. So we cut off 5 years inside of like essentially a year.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And that's what eBay can do. I mean, you did it also.
Yeah.
Paid off your debt. I mean, how did that feel to be able to do that? Saying, you know what, I went to Goodwill and bought other people's junk and paid off my debt.
It feels, I mean, it's good. I mean, it's amazing. And then I tell my friends or it's my family, when I try to get them to watch my videos, they are like, are you seriously, you sold that for that? And I'm like, yeah, someone wants this thing and they're going to buy it. And then it's going to be awesome. It feels good. I mean, it's awesome to just I don't know. It's great.
Yeah. It's so cool to be able to be able to make that happen. Like you understand in theory that it will work, right? But then to actually see it and to pay it off, that's a cool thing. Yeah. Like Midwest Merchandiser. That's what we want to do, is use eBay to pay off some loans and things. Yeah. I mean, I'm paying off medical bills and well, actually all the medical bills are now paid. Now we're just left with my wife's student loans. That's it.
Awesome. That's awesome.
And then because of eBay, we were able to, hey, both of our cars are stupid old. Let's replace one of them. And I didn't want to have a car payment, but we can afford it because I'm selling vintage underwear on eBay, and that's a car payment. I mean, that's crazy, but when did YouTube come into the mix for you? Because you got the reselling thing, and now you're sort of documenting as you learn and grow on YouTube. Why, how did that come to be?
So when I started doing YouTube, I started with Cincinnati Picker, and then it just kind of led me down shed flips, garage flips, and part-time pickers, just watching all their channels. I always kind of joked that I was going to do a YouTube channel, but I was so scared. I get kind of nervous. I just a weird person, I guess, but I just get so nervous. And then I would just like, oh, I got to do it. And then I started watching Harry Tornado and a lot of Josh, and they started doing that morning show. And a lot of people in there that were watching it were starting YouTube, and they were constantly kind of talking about it. And then, I really enjoyed a lot of channels I was watching, and I was like, man, I could really do this. I could have a lot of fun with it. And one day, Harry Tornado was talking. He wasn't talking to me, but he was talking to someone else who was talking about you doing YouTube. And he's just like, just do it. And then so that night, I sat down, I wrote out a script, and I scripted out my video, and I filmed my video, and I was so scared to post it, and I posted it, and no one watched it. And then the next day I did another one, and I did it like 3 days in a row, and wow, I had so much fun. No one was watching my videos, but I started getting a few subscribers, and I still didn't tell anyone. I didn't tell anyone about my channel. I told my mom and my brothers, and no one knew about my channel. And then just as I've gone, it was just something that I just felt like it was part of the deal was to do YouTube and do reselling. Because I mean, obviously, hopefully one day I could get some money from YouTube. That'd be great too, and not have to do as it just seems part of the business plan for me. That it's not, so ultimately be that, but it was just something that would seem like I wanted to do it. So maybe eventually, like you were just saying that, we can all, I feel like sometimes I don't know much, but I just had someone Instagramming message the other day, SSK promo Ken, and he watched a video of mine. I was talking about a wiffle ball bat, and I learned wiffle ball bats before, but I got help from Old School Picker about it, and helped me figure out which one I had, and that it was worth some money. And then my video helped him figure out that he found a wiffle ball bat and what it was worth, and that was awesome. And then he was like, "Man, thanks, you really helped me out." And I was like, "Well, I got the help from someone else, but I appreciate it." But it's kind of nice that I actually helped someone with something.
Yeah, well, and that's why that's why I like doing it. Is to be able to help people. I mean, one, it's just fun to kind of be part of that community, right? But there is a way to give back, like that vintage underwear. I learned that from Matt at Part Time Pickers.
Yep.
I saw some and I went, all right, well, I'm going to try it. But then somebody sent me a message and was like, hey, we saw that video. We thought it was hilarious. And then we found some weeks later at a garage sale and bought it. And they made like $70 off of vintage underwear. Like,
that's how it happens. You see it. Like, I was watching your video today with the Little Mermaid that you told us to be on the lookout for.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I swear I know someone's going to find this now just because Troy talked about it in his video. So I'm sure you're going to get a couple, because I feel like when you see it, then you find it.
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping. Yeah. That would be cool. Yeah. Nana says we all help each other when we can. Yeah. I mean, it's such a cool community. And like Cajun Reseller, I love getting those kind of comments on my videos, because I don't feel like my videos are anything special either. Chris, your stuff's good, man.
Yeah.
It really, really is. I learned stuff watching. The plush. I learned about Illuminati cards from Chris, and so I thought, I'm going to play with it. And I actually won some at auction on eBay, like a booster pack or whatever. I didn't make much money on it, but I think I got it for like $20. And I think we like doubled our money essentially by getting the sealed pack and then selling the cards. I would have had no idea about those even existing if not for Chris.
I've seen him killing it with those things.
Yeah,
but so they're going to be pretty much worthless. You're going to find them at a thrift store. You're going to be able to make a ton of them, ton of money.
We got some new names now coming in. Mary is here. Patsy's here. Jennifer is here. We got Nikki T, so we can start now. Nikki Wheeler is in here. Look at that. C-Sal says she loves your videos, Chris. She's right. Look at, and there's Nana. Well, there was Nana. Man, this chat is moving. I'm missing stuff. Jenny says she's not brave enough to be on camera, but she's over here cheering you on. You know what, Jenny? We're going to work on that. Neither is Chris, but do it like Chris and just show the stuff. Chris is like step one of showing us what sold in thrift hauls.
I mean, we've seen Chris. I saw pictures of Chris from the Pittsburgh thing. I mean, we all know who you are, Chris. Just get in front of the camera.
I know. That's the next. I'm going to try and get Chris on.
He's got to do it too.
Philly, yeah, I learned pretty much everything I know about reselling from YouTube. Yeah,
that's too. How I did it.
I mean, I picked up a few podcasts initially, and then I thought, you know what, I'm coming on to YouTube and looking, and that's where you find the stuff. And that's why I'm doing it, because I want to help people that were where I was going, I want to pay off debt.
Yeah.
How do I know what to pick up from Goodwill? And Dan, where did Art? I mean, I know what Art Vandelay is because I'm a Seinfeld guy, but where did that come from? Why is that the name? Explain to me how does this connect with you? Because you're a young guy, man. Like Seinfeld is pre.
How old do you think I am?
I don't know, but I think Seinfeld is before your time.
Oh well, the early Seinfelds are a little before my time, but Seinfeld, when it hit its prime, I was in high school, and I absolutely just loved Seinfeld. And it was just long story. I was doing I did an outing for a buddy. We went to a Cubs rooftop. I live in Indiana. I don't know if I said that. So I'm near Chicago, and I went to a Cubs game, and we went to the rooftops. And I took him for I was the best man at his wedding, and his wife, who's also one of my friends, she was super jealous that we did that for his best man for his bachelor party, and so she wanted to go do it again. She wanted to do it, so we all got together, a couple families, and did that. And then I had to give him a group name, so I gave him Vandelay Industries, which is from Seinfeld, and all my friends thought it was hilarious. And then I'm like, yeah, it's really funny. Because I do all this fantasy stuff, and I played poker online. You need like screen names for stuff. So my screen name I was like, oh, I'm just gonna be Art Vandelay, and so that became my username for everything. Eventually, I put 219 at the end because I had to have like Art Vandelay is pretty popular username if you're anywhere. So I didn't want to have all the underscores, so I added 219 at the end. And that when I signed up for YouTube, that was just the name. That was just my username I picked. So when I started, I was never going to do videos. I had no intentions of doing videos. And eventually I started doing videos, but I had been chatting with everyone so much. I had no idea what to change my name to, and didn't know what to do. So I just left it at Art Vandelay.
I love it, man. Like, I think it's so cool. And I think there's probably a lot of Seinfeld fans out there. So I think it immediately resonates. And even if you're not a fan, it just sounds good, right? Like,
it sounds cooler than Dan. And it doesn't. Some people are like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know your name was Dan. I'm like, it doesn't. Because at first I was never going to say my real name. And it felt really weird to do my videos and not say who I really am. I feel like if I'm going to show you what I'm doing, I don't want you to think I'm just Art Vandelay. So it's become weird. Like I didn't know what to do with my name. I just hope Seinfeld's not watching this and can come after me now.
Right. Yeah, I saw somebody said they saw him live. I've seen Seinfeld. Where was it? eBay Addicts, I think, said that. Jane, I've actually never watched Seinfeld. Jane, I don't know what to do about that, Miss Jane. I love you. We gotta correct that. I can give you a couple of my favorite episodes. You want to start there? The Marine Biologist, maybe. That's one of my favorites. If you want to start with the Marine Biologist, my wife likes the Dinner Party. There's a few.
Whatever episode's on, I'm like, yeah, that's my favorite episode.
there's something about Seinfeld, just the way it was put together. It's the artistry of the writing that they can tell 3, sometimes 4 complete stories in 22 minutes is kind of remarkable.
Yeah.
Honestly. Like it was a pretty amazing show. I mentioned it in my video this morning. I had my senior year, I took literature of the common man.
I saw you talk about it. That sounds interesting.
That was my English class for a semester. And this was the ultimate, like, you have to take an English class, so this is the easiest one you can find type of, like, we would read comic strips and like literature of the common man, like it's basic. So every week we watched on Friday, we would watch Seinfeld in class. The teacher would record it on Thursday nights.
That's awesome.
We would watch it, and then the assignment was write down because at the time it was the most expensive commercials on TV was during Seinfeld. So in order to make it count as an assignment, we had to write down the advertisers, each advertiser during the commercials. And it was like a 10-point assignment. That was our Friday class.
That's awesome.
It was awesome. Look at that. Greg Stewart, Rocky Mountain Resellers with a super sticker. Thank you, man. That's awesome. Greg, thank you so much. I sure appreciate that. We're here. I'm going to start over. We're hearing from some people. I think I saw a Nana with not a square to spare.
Yeah.
Farmer Mark's throwing out Ass Man. I remember that episode as well. I mean, there are so many. I don't know how to pick one, though. The Marine Biologist is, for whatever, like, I just love that episode.
That is a really good one. There's so many that I like.
I could have picked out the Art Vandelay episode, I guess, but
well, I mean, he's in there. There's, he uses it quite a bit too.
Yeah.
Like it shows up a lot. So I mean, any episode you put on, it's like the best one.
Yeah, it actually holds up pretty well.
I really do need to rewatch it because I watch a lot of YouTube and because later on I'm like a huge Office fan also, and so I haven't watched that in a while either. But I haven't seen Seinfeld in a little while. I'll watch it every once in a while on TBS. I think it's still on TBS.
I think so. Yeah,
I'll put it on.
The Office was like the successor.
Spongeworthy. So that's
there you go, Mary.
I like most of them with Putty. If Putty's on there,
fourth team.
Yeah. That and the cooking, it makes you think about such weird stuff because it's so funny. I love it.
Yeah, that's fun, man. That's cool that everybody see. We got so many people in here, Jane. I want you to come back and come up with no soup for you.
Yeah,
the soup Nazi, Jane. Like somebody, there's something. Jennifer, yeah, I see people asking Jennifer how you're doing. So everybody, Jennifer, how you doing? I see you're answering everybody and say you're doing okay. But there's Mark, no soup for you. Yeah, Jennifer was in here. She had you broke your wrist or something, right, Jennifer? And then she was in here like, oh yeah, I broke my wrist. And then she's pasting last week like links and stuff. Come on, Jennifer is the best. Nana, see, Mark and Nana are just going to go back and forth. No, hello.
Oh, that's a good. That's good too. But Kenny Rogers is probably my favorite one.
Kenny Rogers.
Wait, that's probably my favorite one.
You guys can't stump me on the Seinfeld, Nana. I've seen them all. We have them all. Art and I should do some sort of I don't know, Seinfeld. We need like Seinfeld trivia night.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
We should do something like a live Seinfeld trivia night or something. We'll work on that.
No.
So you, man, you're past 1,000 subs now, and that happened like super fast.
Yeah.
Tell everybody what happened there, because you went from I really want to get 200 subs this year.
That was my goal, was to get 200 subscribers this year. So when I hit 500, I mean, I was like ecstatic. I was so excited. And I just hit that. I don't remember. It wasn't even too long ago. But when I got let go, Harry Tornado reached out to me and was kind of gave me some advice. Because if you don't watch my channel, I do videos every 3 days. But I've made like 2 videos in the last 2 weeks just because I've been focused on listing and trying to just be efficient on what I'm doing, so I'm not wasting time or figuring out how to do this to be successful. So I've kind of had to take a little bit of a step back, and but my plan is not to get. YouTube's very important to me, so the plan's not to give up on it at all. And because I do see that a lot. But back to the story, he reached out to me and he's kind of gave me some advice because he got let go from his job about the same time last year. And he's like, I was a big supporter for his channel since forever. And he's like, I'm gonna pay it forward, but he's like, I just want to do something nice for you. So he gave me an awesome shout out in a video, and I gained like 1,000 subscribers in like a day. I think like a day.
Yeah. So
I mean, that was amazing because I thought 200 was going to be my goal for the year. So it's awesome.
Yeah. It's so neat when it happens. Like Dom at Primetime Treasure Hunter was the one that pushed me over. Had like 900, and he put it up in his group. It was like, hey, let's get him past 1,000 today, the next 24 hours, and it took like 45 minutes. Like it was just all of a sudden.
It feels so good. I mean, it's so awesome. Like when you hit any of those milestones, when I hit 100, it felt just as great as 1,000. And when I hit 200, it was like, oh my god, I was in March. And then to just keep hitting those. But I thought this year I was dead set. And it was weird because I talked about it on my channel that because it was just, I watched YouTube videos on doing my YouTube channel. Mm-hmm. And then, so I was just conveying to my channel that I definitely want to keep up with my videos, but I just have to figure out how I'm going to do it. And so it's going to be a little bit of a lull, and then all of a sudden I got all these new subscribers, and now it feels like it's back to like day one because I have so many more people that I'm hoping are going to watch my videos that it just kind of puts some pressure on you. So I've been a little bit nervous, and it's just like, I don't know, it feels like you got to get just right back in there and just do what you've been doing. But it feels good. Like I have people watching older videos and they're like, they like them. I'm like, you guys are crazy if you like some of these videos.
I see Joe popped in from the Family Flips. Joe, thanks for coming in. If you guys don't follow and you like unboxings and that sort of thing, like lots and big buys, they're your guys, Joe and Jessica. Tina also mentioned, yeah, Joey bought a Bing Cross 2K. Yeah, he did that. Was it last week or a week and a half or something? I'm trying to catch up with him. I've got like 1,800. I'm getting there. We actually added like 20 today. So I'm pushing towards 2. We're almost there. We'll probably have to do like some sort of giveaway or something when we hit 2. You gave away, Dan, I missed commenting. I always watch on my TV.
That's what I do.
Neglect to comment. You gave away a couple of hoodies.
Yeah. They haven't, I checked my email today to make sure that they haven't responded to me yet.
Oh, man.
Yeah. I like to do giveaways on my channel, and I never put them I never put it in the videos. I mean, I never put it in like the title or anything. I'll randomly give away hoodies. When I hit 500 subscribers, I gave away a pair of socks that I had bought from Tesla Picker, and so I hit the 1,000 so fast I didn't know what to do. So yeah. I gave away 2 hoodies because they look like this, and you can see it.
Yeah,
it's so I got that. I gave those away, and anytime. Well, I gave you a sticker. I sent you a sticker. But I just got new stickers.
It's right there. Look, the Art Vandelay bin.
I'm gonna send you another one because I got
right next to us.
These were test ones I made when I was just like trying to make stickers before, and I just got these in. And so anyone wants to email me, it's in my last video description. I'll send you a sticker for free.
Great.
So I'll send you one of those so you get a new one if you want to use it for something. But yeah, I try if I can. I would like to give away stuff to everyone, but figure I like stickers, so we'll do the stickers.
Yeah. Mary says that you're a natural. You crack her up, and she needs you to do a video soon.
I had planned on one today, and it just wasn't working out this weekend. So in the next few days, I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna work on a few. I'm just working on a day where I can film a couple videos because making the videos I like to make, I'm not saying I don't know how to edit. I've been learning everything. I had no idea what I'm doing, but I felt like I've started to get my channel. Some of my videos are how I edit them. I like to edit them a certain way, and it takes me forever, but it takes a little bit of time when I do a video. So I kind of want to film a few videos so I can have them to work on to get them out so I can keep up with every 3 days. It's hard to do a video every 3. I mean, I know you did videos every day before. But
I did for about a month, and it's
hard, right?
Hard. It's really hard.
So
you don't want it to take away from. I mean, you're making your videos about eBay. Well, you can't be doing eBay if all you're doing is videos.
Yeah.
It's really hard.
Yeah. So I'm trying to find the balance, but it's. I felt like I didn't want to put a video out like today because I can't get another one out in 3 days, but I feel like I'm almost there. I'm trying to get. I was telling you before that like this weekend I spent the whole day taking a bunch of pictures, and then I have them all on my phone, so I can I've been listing and I'm getting other stuff done, and I don't have to go find what I'm going to list, clean it or whatever. Just trying to be efficient, and then we'll work on the YouTube part of it. So I feel like I'm almost there.
It takes some time to kind of figure out, like to find your groove of like, okay, this is how I can make this video. I can kind of streamline it. This is what I like to do. This is beneficial. I'm starting to find a way to do those and do them a little bit more efficiently. Yeah. And I think you just have to find what works for you.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of time, but Nana's right. Your videos are really good. They're funny. Your personality comes through really, really well. And I think that's what people enjoy.
Appreciate that.
I think it's genuine. And I think that makes it really valuable. Yeah, Jane says editing is what keeps me away from starting to do content. It's the editing
Jane.
time. Or you just do it live, one take. Just go. You got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
So if you want to just jump in, Jane, you just jump in. Or you know what? Send me raw video and I'll try and cut something together. I'll try and help you out. Chicken fried steak is in here now. So now the place is about to get rowdy. Nick D also loving your videos, Dan.
Thanks, Nikki.
Anything, everything. That's a new name, I think, in here. Thanks for coming in. Practice makes perfect. So there
thank you.
And one more subscriber coming in. So
awesome. Thank you.
So you've got your 1,000, but it's going to take you a while. You got to get those watch hours up now before you.
Yeah, because it's crazy when they see you hit 1,000, they're like, well, "How many hours do you have? How many hours do you have?" And I make like 7-minute videos because I've tried making longer ones and I don't feel like they get the views they need. And so I'm like, I like 7-8 minutes is like my perfect. It feels like it's perfect for me. So I just hit 1,500 hours of watch time. So I got a long ways to go, but I mean, I'm okay with it. It'll happen when it happens. I'm not gonna stress about it. I told you before, and I get a little scared doing lives. I do a live every Wednesday with Philly Picker, Joe, and then the January house. Joe was on my live. I did one live with him, and we were both kind of nervous. We never done live, so we started doing a live every week. We do some listing on Wednesday afternoons just to get a little more accommodated to doing lives, I guess. But I get a little bit nervous and just trying to get I don't want to do a live show every week. It's a lot of work, man.
It is. It's hard. I enjoy it. It's what I do. My day job is talking with people, right? So that's when I started doing this. At some point, I don't know even when I started these lives exactly, but when I started thinking about it, I was like, you know what? I do these every day. I interview somebody for a half hour every day as my day job. It's what I do. I enjoy talking with people and asking questions and learning about people and different things. Why not do that on YouTube? Right. So that's why but even then, sometimes it's like, I got to take a week off, guys, because it takes a lot of work. I don't think people realize how much time goes into YouTube. Like, there's a lot of work for your 7-minute videos. How much time does that take you right now to put those together from front to end?
I'm getting better about filming, but for a 7-minute video, I film for 20-30 minutes. And that's where at the end of my videos, I do like outtakes and like kind of just me talking to myself that I used to just cut out because I just rambling on about nothing. But I film for 20 to 30 minutes and then I spend, it's so embarrassing, probably an hour, 2 hours, sometimes 3 or 4 hours editing the video to try to, and then sometimes I've had to reshoot part of them, or because I'm still learning this too. Like I'm learning how to resell and I'm learning how to do YouTube all together at the same time. But I really enjoy editing the videos. So I like doing that kind of stuff. But I probably it's almost a full day's worth of work to do my 8-minute video.
Which it takes a long time. And you will get faster at it, but even when it's streamlined, it takes a long time. Joe on here saying, there's a lot of videos out there to help with editing. Joe is really good at that too. If you want to watch videos just to sort of see how are people editing, how are they putting together their videos, Family Flips is a good one to watch because Joe is really, really good. Mine are quick, simple. I try to make mine clean. Joe makes his Scorsese. Joe is very fancy. Joe is very, I guess cinematic maybe is the right word for it. He has that whole vision. I'm just like, well, let's cut out the and then we'll put the picture in. I go really, really basic. So it's whatever works for you. Dan, I like you're kind of somewhere in the middle there.
Yeah. I've been learning. I learned how to cut out some of the but or so I say it'll be like glass shattering if you haven't noticed. If you watch a video of mine, I say so all the time, and it drives me nuts. And I try to cut them all out, right, half the time, so they're in there. But yeah, I used before casinos and stuff. I used to work for Blockbuster Video. I've loved videos. I've loved movies and stuff since I've been a kid. And I used to sit and I would keep my floppy disk, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna write a script for myself, and I would start writing a movie script. It's always in the back of my. I just didn't know how to do any of this stuff.
Yeah.
And I've been learning. Like, it's the best part about doing is learning it. Is some Jane, and who else was it? Jenny from the block. I mean, I tell some of my friends, they're like, man, I really want to do that, because in a million years my friends would never think I would do YouTube. And when I finally broke down and told them, they're like, I can't believe you actually do this. They're like, I want to do it. And I'm like, just do it. No one's ever gonna watch your videos until they find, like, it takes when you want people to watch your videos, you're not gonna have that many people watching your videos. But when no one's looking for your videos, they're never gonna watch it. So you're never gonna get found. So just keep making your videos and just try to make something better about each one of them.
Yeah, initially you just have to come to the terms with the fact that you're just talking to yourself.
Yeah.
On those first videos, it's like I'm just doing this for practice because 4 people are going to find this.
Yeah.
And it's okay. Like, that's okay if your first videos are bad, because everybody's first videos are bad.
Yeah.
Like, just how it is. I don't think your first videos are that bad, man. I love your stuff. I think
that's very nice of you to say, because I watch them and I'm like, oh my gosh. My very first video, it's not even on my channel. And I've gone back and forth if I should leave it on, because my videos are all about what I'm doing reselling. And one day I was trying to do, I thought that you could do like drop shipping. So I tried drop shipping and it like went horribly wrong for me. So that's what my very first video was about. And then after I was like, everything on my channel, I wanted to be reselling related. Like, that's not really reselling related, so I'm gonna take it down. So I took it down because after I watched, I'm like, I don't even know if this is drop shipping, but I don't want someone coming and finding it and thinking that I don't want them to lose money on drop shipping. Right. So I took that down. But yeah, it's very nice of you to say, because they're pretty bad. I
like them. What is it? I mean, you sell a lot of different stuff, and that's one of the reasons I first started watching, because I do the same thing. I don't have a niche.
Yeah,
I sell a lot of different things, and you do too. I mean, but are there some things that you are? It's not a niche necessarily, but you know a little bit more about, and you enjoy picking up and selling.
I'm learning a lot of stuff that that I like to sell. I like to sell board games. It's kind of like, I don't know, some people, when you go wherever you're at, you got to find out what you can find in your area to sell. And at my Goodwill and thrift stores, I find a lot of I don't know if their board games are like everywhere by you, but I find board games, not like crazy valuable ones, but it's a low cost. It costs like $1.50 at my Goodwill. And at worst, I can part them out. I can piece them out. And that's the worst case. And I like looking at the pieces. As a kid, I used to like playing board games, and so it's fun when I find like a special edition game to look at the pieces and just figure like, oh, can this maybe make some money? But I buy them for $1.50, and I can sell them anywhere from $13 to $20 some, and I'm happy with that. And then I try to learn some different things to sell, but just anything that just kind of catches my eye, I'll look at. But it's just finding whatever's in your area, and that's what we were talking before, is the Commonwealth Picker. Like, I absolutely love his channel just because he kind of makes me think about that kind of stuff. And then some of the stuff that is junk at my Goodwill, it's the stuff that'll sell that they don't know about, because my Goodwill they've been pricing everything up lately. It's been crazy.
Louis says that we need to inform you that now is an opportunity to write that script that you want to create. YouTube is the perfect platform to experiment and fit it to his liking and interest. So there you go.
My very first video, I scripted it out, and it was horrible because I scripted it out. So then I just kind of like let my personality come out and just be real. But I didn't know what, like, my channel is it's not, I'm not trying to teach you anything. I learn by watching. So that's a lot of people that, that's how you learn, or a lot of people learn, but that's how I've learned. So I guess I'm backwards teaching you, but I'm not. I'm just showing you what I'm doing, and then you'll pick up everything I've learned from YouTube, like most of you all said too. All my systems I've watched and learned from YouTube. I don't think there's anything that I do differently than anyone. That's when you're saying what I like to sell. recently I've been finding whatever I find. It kind of brings back memories. I've been finding a lot of wrestlers lately. I was a big wrestling fan, and that's like, oh, I'm like, oh, that's worth money. I know that's worth money because it was a wrestling figures that I collected when I was a kid, but I didn't have that particular one from that set because it was hard to find back then. So I'm like, I'm sure it's worth money now, and it is. So it's kind of nice.
Yeah. So that's cool that you can find areas of. You're not an expert in that, but you know enough to be dangerous.
Yeah, I like to look. I mean, I like to look. It's weird because when I worked, this was just like when I had my traditional job. Reselling was a hobby, so I would buy anything if it would make. Well, I think it's a lot of new resellers do that too. They buy anything that's going to make them $1, and then as you're starting to grow, you decide on what your time's worth, and so that's the process I'm going through right now. Is like, is this worth it? Should I buy this? And then I still make mistakes where I'm not, but I'm buying a lot better stuff, and it's making me a lot happier. But I've also still have those crappy buys, which I think a lot of people do, and it's just evolving. So that's what I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still like the other day I brought home boots, and I'm like, these look great in the store. I was all excited about them until I went to list them and saw a big crack in the sole. Like, how did you miss that? Like,
oh, that makes me feel because I do that.
like. I mean, they were great. I looked at the bottom. I'm like, oh, these are brand new. Nobody ever even wore them. Well, yeah, nobody ever wore them. They sat and they dry rotted. Like, I mean, I still do that. You get excited when you find something, you think it's good, and then you get home and actually look at it.
Yeah.
It's not so good. It's sometimes hard to slow yourself down.
Yeah, you get excited when you find something you have never found before.
Yeah.
I do that a lot. Like my first pair of Hokas were really bad, and then I was like, oh, but I was so excited. They look like they're in mint condition, and then they're completely destroyed.
Right. It's that food under the heat lamp at the buffet, and you get it. You're like, what is this? Here you go, SSK Pro.
Oh yeah, I was just talking about you, Ken.
Everything looks perfect while you're still in the store. And Richard says we all have crappy buys. Absolutely. And Jane's right. You know, it's good to show the crappy buys too. You know, because it's a good thing to say, hey, you know what? I bought this. It sold. Don't buy it.
Yeah, I love doing those videos. A lot of people tell me, is Yakov's still in here too? I love when I screwed up on something, and I like to share. I like to share it for some reason, because it just I don't know. It makes me. It just I want to make sure that I didn't hide anything. I show you I made nothing on this buy. I bought it. It was a complete fail for me. I lost everything. I lost money on it. But it feels good.
Yeah. Yeah. Old school flips. Too busy looking at the great comps to notice the defects. I mean, yeah, we all get blinded, and you know, that's okay. It's just learning to do it less frequently. Chris is debating that with a video. Sold something way too cheap out of a storage unit. Yeah, Chris, you're doing well off of that storage thing, man. There's some good stuff in there. I put back a pair of Asics today and knew instantly it was a mistake when a fellow reseller grabbed them up quick.
Oh no.
Well, maybe you were smarter than them. I don't know, Sandy. What do you think? Maybe they didn't spot the issues you did. You never know. But you know what? There's always more stuff, and that's the cool thing. Is there's it almost doesn't make sense that this is a sustainable model, right? Like every once in a while, I sit and think, like, can I keep finding this stuff? Like, yes, I've got the stuff I've got now, but will I be able to go out next week or tomorrow and find more things? It doesn't make sense but you do. I mean, all the things are still there. Where you get a lot of your stuff, Dan, I know you go to Goodwill and you go to the bins as well, right?
Yeah. So when I started last year, I was saying I was trying to do Amazon, and I was doing a lot of retail arbitrage, and then that was just a total mistake for me. And then at the beginning of the year, I just was like, I'm going to focus on thrifting and the bins. And so I think I'm going to go to the bins tomorrow, but I go there at least once a week. And I find good stuff. It feel like it's pretty competitive there, but I constantly finding good stuff. And I find heavy stuff though. I feel like some people are leaving stuff because it's heavy. I found those vintage
Tonka truck, right?
What's that?
That big Tonka truck you pulled out of there.
I found that same day. That day, I found two of those, and I found a broken Well, it was a camcorder that it didn't have a charger, so I didn't know if it worked. And I mean, I just found a mountain of stuff, and it's a lot of heavy stuff. So I feel like I don't know if someone left it, but I wasn't scared to ship that stuff. That one Tonka truck went international, so that was crazy.
Yeah, that's
DSP. So they had to pay a ton. But I mean, that's the kind of stuff I look. If it's old and crappy toys is what I like. I like to look for. I've been finding those at the bins. So yeah, I do like the bins. Mine are a lot. I feel like mine's super cheap. It's $1.29 a pound out here. I feel like everyone else is a little bit more expensive. But I've been using that instead of doing RA. I did a little RA a few weeks ago at Marshall's. I spent like $70. Because I'm scared to spend. I used to just spend way too much on RA stuff just to not make any money. So I figure out I'm gonna just stick with my bins model and some of the Goodwills around here, and then this weekend's half off at the Goodwill. So I'm gonna get back into more. I used to just sell clothing, and I'm doing clothing again too, just to get some more listings up. When I go to my Goodwill, it's just like some days it was pretty hard. I try to hit it up at least every day, and it's been a little bit dry. So I figured I'd do some clothing, but it's not worth clothing if it's not a half off day.
Yeah. We don't have any bins here, so I've never been. Like, I know what they are. I get the idea, but I've never actually experienced that. So
It's an experience.
I'm missing out on that. But I know that's a great way to get product if you can find the good stuff, just because it's so much cheaper.
Yeah.
And that's why garage sales are so great, is because you can get more for your money. Well, now we're entering winter here all of a sudden early. And, I'm going to try real hard this year not to hit thrift stores quite as much during the winter, not because there's not stuff there. It's just because the return on the investment isn't there. So I kind of overbought at garage sales this year, hoping I can live off that death pile.
That's good.
We'll see how that works. I mean, I didn't do that last year. I'm going to see. And last year I chased a lot of RA stuff, and I know I sold a lot of that stuff in the fourth quarter. But you're right. Like the return on investment's not super high.
Yeah.
They're easy. They're quantity listings. And I mean, there's good things about them, but I don't know. I'm going to try and not do as much RA for Christmas this year and just see what it does. Like, does it impact the numbers? Is it worth it? I was shipping out a lot of stuff last year, but when you're making $3, $4, $5 a piece, is it worth the time? I don't know.
One of my first videos I remember doing it last year. It was right before Christmas, and I did about almost $600. It was $530 or $570 worth of sales for a weekend. And I was like, oh man, this is awesome. When I got to the end of the video, I made $30. And I'm like, oh my God, I made $30. And it was so much work. And at the time, like, I don't think I had my Dymo printer yet. So I was like cutting papers and using tape. I mean, I would work all night. And then, because I was working, I used to work 5 to 1. And then I would spend like 8 hours trying to package up like these 20 orders that I made $30 on. It was the most miserable thing. And it was just like, oh my God, I can't believe I did this. Why did I do this? So I'm with you. I'm going to see what it does. And I'll definitely do some probably Black Friday stuff if I can find some video game stuff, because I did really well last year on video game stuff for Black Friday. And I didn't buy enough of that, but I bought enough of other junk that I shouldn't have been buying. But I'm with you. I'm gonna stick to this model and see what it does, and then if I have to, then maybe next year. But
yeah, well, even then, like Black Friday, I got a lot of Black Friday games last year, and eventually they all sold. But everybody else was going out and getting those same Black Friday video games, and so the market surges all of a sudden. But then anybody that missed it right away, those just sit there forever, and some of those took me forever to sell off.
See, I only spent a little bit. I mean, a couple $100, and I sold them in like a week. So that was good. But everything else, I mean, I was still selling. I think I sold something today that I bought last year that I should have never bought.
Yeah, Louis says that even seasoned resellers, 20 years on eBay as myself, have sourced flops. Yeah, I mean that It happens, and I've picked up quite a few that eat, and sometimes you convince yourself, right? Like, yes, this will be good. Sometimes you look at the comps and they're not there, but you're like, well, that's just because they didn't know what I know, or they didn't get it as a good a deal as I did, or well, it'll sell this quarter. Like,
I have a buy I just did that I found at the bins. It's these slushy makers, and I actually feel I'm working on the video for it. And because I'm so nervous, I get nervous wearing like going out in public and filming. So I mustered up the courage to do it, and I filmed it. But it's like these what did I say what they were? They're slushy makers, and they sell for like $12 shipped a piece. And I'm like, all right, but there's only been a few that have sold, but I'm like, this is just the entire bins was just full of them, and I'm like. I started putting them in my cart, and then people were throwing them in my cart for me, and they're like, there's boxes over here of them. And then I'm like, the whole place was just these bins or just these slushy makers. I'm like, maybe I shouldn't buy all these, but I ended up buying 50 of them. And I'm like, it's just one listing. That's all I have to do. But it's been like 2 weeks, and I don't think I haven't sold. Well, I know I haven't sold one, but I'm like, I don't know if they do start selling, they might actually, it could be worth it. But it's just like one of those things I was scared to leave there, and I had to have a little bit into it. Because my best RA buy I ever did was my very first RA buy I did as I bought Scrub Daddies. I don't know if you know what a Scrub Daddy is. It's actually from Shark Tank. It was a Shark Tank invention. It's a smiley face with it's a sponge with a smiley face on it, and you can use it cold or you can use it wet or dry, and it's a sponge. And they were selling at Home Depot. They're 75 cents a piece. So I bought 100 of them, and I sold them out for $3 or $4 a piece, but it was one listing, and I sold them in like quantities for $3 or $4 a piece at the time. And I sold out in like 2 weeks. I'm like, man, why didn't I buy like 1,000 of these things? Yeah. And I'm scared of missing out on that. And I don't think these aren't Scrub Daddies, but I was like, man, and that was my very first RA buy. I'm like, oh, this is easy. I can do this, but I wish I would have bought 1 billion of them.
Right. So that's your best RA, but what's your best, like, let's do best and worst, because you're still learning. What's your best buy flip, and what's your worst buy that is still sitting there laughing at you?
The best flip I can think of right off the top of my head was I just did it a few weeks ago. It'll be in a What Sold video soon. I saw a God, I can't even remember what they're called now. Let me look it up. It's a toy. That it's a PBS show, the Crocs. I'm trying to think of. Can't remember my password now, but I saw it there and I almost left it. I saw someone else looking at it and I almost left it because it looked like a cheap kind of just knockoff toy. And I scanned it and there was like ridiculous comps on it, and I had it in my photos. And I bought it for $3 and I sold it in one night for $100.
Wow!
It's if I can find it. Yeah, Wild Kratts. Oh, you're never going to see that. Oh, sorry. You're never going to see that.
That's right. If you turn down the...
I don't know how to do that. Oh, my... Yeah.
Rest on your phone, like make it like nighttime or whatever, then it shows up.
Like that? Oop.
Yep. Okay.
Wild Kratts. It's a PBS show. But the only one that sold was open, and they took a best offer for $90-some, and you can't see what that sells for anymore. They used to have that website. It was a website you could look at, but it's down. So I just put out I was hoping to get like $50 for it, but I'm like, I'm listing it at $100 and see if something happens. Someone instantly bought it in like 3 hours for $100, and that's the most recent. I've done like a video game, nothing like crazy. I mean, I don't think I've ever sold anything for more than $100, but that was like really awesome. And then my worst one is like a combination of I lose a lot on Funko Pops. I watched RVA Flips last year when he did a big old Funko Pop buy, and it made me think, oh, I can make money on Funko Pops, and I constantly lose money on Funko Pops.
Those are tough. Like, you got the right ones. One of our better deals was on Funkos. I paid a guy $520 to clear out like his collection of, it was mostly Funko Pops. There's some video game stuff in there and some other things, but I stopped adding when we hit 3 times our investment. Like,
that's awesome.
we probably made $2,000 off of that deal or more. I still have a couple straggling things that sell, here and there.
So I was buying them on. I bought some on Hot Topic last year, and I was just buying stuff and buying stuff and buying stuff. And then when I actually sat down and was going through my receipts to log it all, and it was like October, and it was like in the middle of November when I'm like, I have to keep up with this stuff too, because I was just buying and buying and buying. And I was looking. I thought I was buying these things for like $2 or $3, but I was buying them for like $10. I never realized it because I was just paying. I was just kept on buying stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm like, oh man, why did I buy these for like $10 a piece? And I already passed the window to return them. So I'm like, well, I'm stuck with them. So I bought them for 10, and I'll sell some for 11. I'll sell some for 9. I mean, they've been miserable.
Yeah, those are tough. You can find them good. I mean, there are good ones. But yeah, you definitely have to dig into them. So yeah, I can see getting stuck with those.
Yeah, so don't know.
That's a good that's good like sage wisdom of just because you see somebody on YouTube do it.
He even said that. And I had some friends who were into Funko Pops, and they said don't do it. And then I thought I was buying it at a good price, and I don't know what I did. I must have had to do something to get it for that price, and I didn't do it. And I didn't pay attention. I was just buying it. Buying it. It didn't matter. Yeah, but yeah, you don't listen to everything. Don't listen.
So I want to respect your time, Dan. We've been
an hour.
Going for an hour. I told you it would be easy, man.
I know. I tell every time I'm so scared doing these things.
No, I told you it would be good, and I so appreciate you coming in. For folks that are still in here, we've lost a few, but the folks that are still here, when we're done, if you still want to hang out, if you still want to do reseller YouTube stuff, Joey Bada Bing 22, his show probably just started over there on his channel. He's got the second half of the double header on Monday night. It's just I think he's got another listing live. So you go in and basically chat and try and see how long it takes Joey to list one item. Last week, I think he listed one in our first hour when he was on my show. Because the last couple of weeks, Joey and I have been doing just sort of a 2-part live listing, and it was a lot of fun. So go check out Joey Bada Bing 22. Tell him that I sent you over there. I'll probably swing over there and say, hey, Emily Conway, man, we're saying goodbye. And you
Emily.
But Emily, thanks for coming in. Dan, do you have any parting words for people? What can we expect to see from Art Vandelay coming up here?
I don't know exactly what I'm going to do in my next video, but when it comes back, I should be back on schedule. And I just wanted to really thank you for asking me to come on tonight. I really appreciate it. It was awesome. It's awesome. It goes. I've been following you for a while. I got my Clipson helmet and my Mountain Man Treasure mug.
and we may have some other merch coming. Actually, we mentioned Commonwealth Picker. His guy is now my guy in terms of merchandising. And so I've got some samples actually coming to my place that we're going to pick out. So you guys let me know. I mean, we're looking at potentially mugs, potentially T-shirts, that sort of thing. I don't know which people want more of, or which they want more. I don't know what I'm trying to say there, Dan. What is the higher demand for? Is it for mugs or is it for shirts? We're thinking about getting shirts. So let me know. But you got what coming up, man? Now you show the mug, which I appreciate.
Yeah. Like I said, a video. Sometime this week I'm going to do a video, but whenever I'm releasing my video and I can get back on my schedule. So sometime this week, I'm not 100% sure what day. It might be Wednesday, it could be Friday, but sometime this week, and then I should be back on my schedule. So that's about the best I can do because I'm not 100% sure what day, so I'm not 100%, but it's coming back, and we'll be back to every 3 days. Yeah.
So video is coming. You need to, because Mary is jonesing for another video.
Yeah. I feel bad.
Don't feel bad, man. Like, you got to do it on your time, and you got to
I'm sorry. I'm on Jeff's channel on Thursday. I do have that coming. I forgot.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I'm on eBay Addicts.
Okay.
So I got that on Thursday. And this week, and then I have my live listing. Oh my God, they're gonna kill me. I have my live listing on Wednesday on my channel with Henry House. And
Wednesday is on your channel.
Yeah, Yeah, duh. They're gonna kill me. They're gonna kill me because I didn't plug it.
What time Wednesday?
It's at 1 p.m. Eastern.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then Thursday, you're over there with eBay.
Yeah, I knew there was a reason why I don't really know what I'm doing with my channel this week because I've been asked to do a couple lives.
See,
the worst.
You up for the week. Now you're all ready to go for all these lives.
Yeah, I got all this stuff going on. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry, they're gonna kill me, man.
No, you're good. You want to be my latex salesman. So everybody say Vandelay and go check out Art channel. Dan, thanks so much for coming in. I sure appreciate it. You're a lot of fun. And you did great, man.
Thank you.
And there you go. See, there it is. About our lives.
Don't tell Mike, Joe. They're gonna kill me.
All right, guys, I appreciate it. Go check out Joey, and we'll have here on this channel. There's another What Sold coming on Wednesday. Another What Sold coming on Friday. I think I've got I'm working on a 1-minute video about how not to ship stuff. That's coming up, and then our special on Halloween night. 9 p.m. Eastern. I think it came out to 32 minutes video. I'm pretty happy with the editing and all the content, and it's going to be good, guys. You're going to want to watch it. It's me locked in the old Montana State Prison hunting ghosts. It's awesome. That's coming Saturday night at 9 p.m. Eastern. So that's what's coming up this week for me. Go check out Art Vandelay, and we're going to say goodnight.
Bye.
Bye, guys.